Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I'm here with day 12 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch is brought to us by Miss Carrie's Creatives. I think it says it's Carrie Simons. It's kind of in cursive and it's little on what I'm looking at. There it is. And this sketch is so much fun. I did a layout, or maybe I'm doing a layout in the future. I'm all confused. That has a lot of blue in it. And so I am bringing in some of the scraps from that layout. I believe it comes out on the 16th. And so I'm using some scraps from that because this layout will be on the other side. So I have these embellishments for my title from my one of my sets of thickers. I have a couple of random things that I've pulled. Not sure what I'm going to use. It's not going to be overly embellished at all, but I thought the strips of paper would do it justice, and it's all scraps. So I have my papers. I have my few embellishments and titles. I am going to bring in some mixed media. Here are my pictures and this awesome sketch. So let's see how this goes. So I didn't bring any mixed media in until after I sat down and started looking and decided I wanted to have some mixed media kind of spraying about. And while I know the majority of what I'm doing right now with this stormy sky is going to be buried or covered, if not most of all of, because it's in the middle, I'm okay with that. I just wanted to make sure I had everything covered just in case the strips of my paper don't cross over each other. Like in her sketch, it looks like they're all kind of layered on top of each other, so there's no gap. But I, just to be safe, went ahead and used Stormy Sky, Salty Ocean, and Chip Sapphire, no, Prize Ribbon. And I'm just bringing in a little smushing technique. I do add water, so it is a little bit distressed and not as vibrant as if it did not have the water with it. But I love how it turns out, and I set it aside to finish drying. I dabbed it off with my paper towel roll, but I set it aside so it can finish drying. And now I'm going to mat my pictures. I cut my pictures into a 3x3 because I wasn't going to be missing anything. It was a dreary, sad day out on the beach. We were saying goodbye. And so that is what this picture is. Now, my son has been to the beach 12 times because 2 years we didn't go because of COVID. And I have a picture of him waving goodbye every single time. When he was 1 to when he was 13. Do I have one from when he was 14? No, because he was being a little stinker. But him looking out at the ocean is as good as it gets, and I'm going to take it. And so I have a picture of the beach on the day we left to the right of our, if you look out to the right and if you look out to the left. And I almost put them on here backwards, which is kind of humorous to me. But so I have those. And like I said, I cut them into a 3x3, matted them on a dark, like a UK blue, and then matted them on a limey green. And then gave myself some space to make the tag. Now, when I cut the tag, I cut, excuse me, I cut one side, and then I took the piece that I cut off and I laid it on top of the other side, like I flipped it over. My friend Anne Marie from Scrapbooking the Day Away taught me how to do that, and it is the best way for me to make a reasonably even tag. So that is what I did, and I was thrilled with the fact that it actually looks like a tag. So I get that down there, and now that I have laid my papers down, I trim them. So then I put it on here, and I'm happy that there's some mixed media showing, but I feel like I needed to cut some more off because it's like barely any mixed media. So I trim a little bit more so that there's a little bit more coming out on the top and the bottom, and I am much more I'm more pleased with that. So she has this circular feature up at the top, and it could be stitching. It's a dotted line, so you could take that as stitching, a sticker, and belt, whatever you want. I decided that I would cut this circle out in the blue and the lime green, and I would tuck those in underneath my strips. And I'm going to use that to put a little cluster of circles on there that are made out of bubbles. And those are some seriously old stickers from, hold on, let me get the package out. Sorry for all the ruffling. Francis Myers, and they're probably 15 years old. I don't know how long I've had them, but it's been a while. So I get those on there, and I'm trying to find good places for them. And I do end up pulling one out in a little while to be my tag hole. Because, even though there's not a tag hole there, it needs something. So I do put that down there in a little while. But the next step is I'm going to build my title. Now, going into this, I knew I wanted it to be my little man. Because, well, he's not. Don't tell him this, but he is my height. As long as he will allow me to, when we stand face to face and I do like the measuring, like I angle down a little when so he doesn't know that he's taller than me. I think he's smarter than that, and he probably knows. He's just letting me get away with it for a little longer. Anyway, so it's kind of funny because he's really not my little man. He's 14 and he's full grown, and well, not full grown, but he's pretty grown up. And but anyway, I knew I wanted to title this My Little Man, but then I also found this little word that says beach, and it was a cut apart from an American Crafts paper, and it matched my papers really well. So I decided that I was going to fussy cut it and add it to be part of my title. So I put the word beach down at the bottom, and then I'm going to use some Hip Kit Club blue alphas and add to it to make it a very long title, actually, which is not normally my thing. I don't typically do a lot of alphas because I cannot make a straight line. I'm actually kind of impressed with how straight it is, and I didn't even use a ruler. I just kind of eyeballed it. That's why I can't normally do a very good job. But overall, while I'm sure it's not perfectly lovely straight, I'm pretty proud of how straight it came out. So in the end, the whole title will say, My Little Man Saying Goodbye to the Beach. And I'm really excited about how this turned out. There really aren't a lot of embellishments. I did add, you can see a little green circular embellishment. It's chipboard. It's up on the top right of that tag. Had I not already glued that down to make that cluster of 3 right there, I would have used that as my tag hole. But it's fine. I mean, it looks fine there. And I did add a little flower in between the title as well. And it was from that same paper collection that had the word beach, so the colors matched. So here is Carrie's sketch again. And here is the close-ups of my finished layout. And like I said, I'm really happy. I used a ton of scraps up and some 8.5 by 11 paper, which I have in spades. I need to use that some more. So I hope you all come back and see me again really soon. I hope you're checking out the playlist of all the people that are hopping along with 30 Days of Sketches. It is so much fun, and I am loving all these exclusive sketches. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping.